the eyes of a food forester. Whilst driving, always maintaining complete safety on the road, but your eyes are always scanning for those potential trees that are going to jump out and call and go, come and get me for your food forest. Now, honestly, it's a really good, as you are driving along, it's really good just to keep an eye on your local terrain, looking at what kind of species are growing around the area. I'm always looking at the local weedscape. 9 out of 10 times there's some really good beneficial plants, some that you can tap into for free, get your seeds. Right as we're driving now, I'll show you, I'll pull out on my way home, I'll pull over and I'll show you some of the plants that I've just gone past. Jerusalem artichokes, what else have we got in there? Acacia. There's a few other plants in there that are absolutely abundant along this part of the road. Jerusalem artichokes, absolute awesome little chop and drop. It's also pretty cool to look at your some of the invasive species as you're driving along. Along here we've got this swordgrass, there's a lot of woolly nightshade, moth plant, which is a real issue here in the Bay of Plenty. But in amongst that you've got some really good plants that are proven to grow absolutely amazingly. Whole heap of cherries back there, some castor oil, which is actually quite a good one. So I managed to get a few castor oil plants just because they grow so easily here in the Bay of Plenty. I've just installed them into one of my systems and we'll see how that grows. And as long as you keep it under control and keep your maintenance up before it goes to seed. So you want to make sure that you're chopping it just before it gets to flower, because at that point it's starting to send the energy into the flowers. There's a change in hormones in the root system and it's going into almost like a dormancy period with regards to how it is going to be working in conjunction with the other plants in your system. So what happens there is it starts robbing other plants of nutrients and sugars and that from the soil. So it's actually almost taking, so if you chop that off, put it back into the soil, it's a twofold benefit for your food forest. It's getting the organic material from the plant itself, and it's reducing the stresses or the amount that particular plant is taking from the surrounding soil. So that's why with the chop and drop plants, you don't want them, unless you're planning on harvesting the fruits and stuff like that, or harvesting the seeds so that you can propagate more plants. It's a good idea to chop them before they go into that plant, into the seed cycle.